Good afternoon, everybody. It is Soulful Saturday. Come on down. Time to get busy. And you're asking me, what am I drinking? This is Hot Milk Mix. It is in the store at savingdinner.com. You can go check it out. That's what I have. That's what I'm drinking, if you're wondering. Because I always get asked. So I thought I'll throw it out there early. From 1 to 3 p.m., I drink this stuff. And it's electrolyte mess. Inside of there, you've got sodium, potassium, and magnesium. You got all kinds of good stuff in there, as well as exogenous ketones, and a little MCT oil to put the whole thing on fire. It's amazing stuff. There's Mimi and Lisa. Hi, guys. Good to see y'all. Come on down. Come on down. So today we have it is Soulful Saturday, and it's so good to see everyone. Hello. Come on in. There's my girl Vanessa. I see Jan, Cynthia. Hello, ladies. And Deborah's there in the house, and so is Debbie. Here they all come. It's Saturday. You guys getting ready for the holidays? There's a lot out there. There's my girl Cassie. Jenna. She misread the word shift. Okay, that's all right. I do that sometimes. Hi, Cindy. Come on in. So everybody's getting in here, and Saturdays are great days because it's Soulful Saturday, and this is when we really think about what's going on inside of us and what's in our hearts. And, I was thinking about everything. If you look at my, Kathy says, your hellos reminding me of the Mickey Mouse Club. Hello! Yes, it is the Mickey Mouse Club, or Romper Room, whatever. But anyway, so we are here, though. We are looking at what today is bringing, and today is Soulful Saturday. I love Soulful Saturdays because it's an opportunity to go in, to reflect, to think. And today, I don't know about you, I'm just so burned out with all the bad news. Every time I turn on the TV, it seems to me like everybody is gloating. I don't care, and I'm talking, this is in the world of politics. Everybody is gloating. And it's sad to me. It is so sad. And what I want to say is this. Let's just all love each other. Can we just do that? Can we stop this garbage? It has become so polarizing. I mean, it breaks my heart. It does. And I'm just so tired of it and exhausted. And so today, when I was looking at everything and thinking about, what is my show about and what's going on and where are we in the world, I'm looking at how can we shift and become more helpful to mankind? How can we be better people? How can we be better to ourselves so that we can go out and be better people? And that's what I'm looking at. And I'm looking at, if this is a reflection of me, if this kind of stuff is a reflection of what's going on in people's hearts, then the only choice that I have right now is to look at what's going on in my own heart. And how do I shift that? And how do I make it better? How do I make myself better so I can give a better contribution to this world? Amen? Oh, it wears me out. So anyway, as I was looking, if you look at my personal Facebook, I'm starting to put little happy animals on there and things that are just so different, even from the world of the stuff that I always look at of how do we eat better and how do I help people to do a better job? But now I'm like, that penguin was really cute. And so is this little critter from Australia that, I don't know, he's smiling. I want the smiling critter in my life. I don't want all this other crap in there. And I don't want to see any more people who are involved in politics in there. It's just like, it's just gaggy. And it makes me want to spit it out of my mouth and just say, blah, I need a shower from watching all this garbage. So let's get into our souls, ladies. Let's examine ourselves. How can we be better? How can we be the light that this world so desperately needs? Desperately needs. Well, we can't do that unless we're examining ourselves. We cannot be lights unless we take the darkness out ourselves. Am I right? So today, as I was getting ready for the show, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, what causes the shift? What causes the things to shift? And I went to my old friend Joyce Meyer, who I love this woman because she's prayerful. You can tell, right? She's prayerful, full of the Holy Spirit, and I will tell you, but she doesn't mince her words. She's not there to give you a whole bunch of good stuff that make you feel all ooey gooey. She's there to call it out, man. She's going to make you feel good. She's going to make you feel loved by God for sure. But she's also she's not going to play, she's not there to play. She's there to say, hey, we have, and I will say with her and with all of my sisters here, we've got one chance, guys. We have one life to live, one life. Christine says, I have been taking care of my 87-year-old mother-in-law. Christine, bless you. Bless you, bless you. I did this with my mother for almost 2 years before she passed. It's hard work. It is hard work, but it is also, you will be blessed. And if you look here on my Saving Dinner Facebook page, I just put a post up about those who have taken on the task of honoring their elderly parents by taking care of them, as difficult as it is, because they took care of us first. And, exceptions galore, of course. There's always, well, my mother, was horrible, this, that, and the other thing, or whatever. And whatever, I'm not talking about that. I am talking about if you have done something in your life, if you've had a parent that you are now suddenly taking care of, never easy, never easy. My mother didn't have Alzheimer's, which I was blessed about, but she had COPD. She was a handful to take care of, a handful. It was a hard thing to do. Christine says she needs food health, diabetes, and diverticulitis. Keep it low carb and keep it grain free. That's going to help you out a lot. And just go with very smooth soups and things like that. Bone broth would be a wonderful thing for her. So start with that kind of thing. Proteins, of course, that's going to help a lot. So let's talk about what our new quote of the week is. I love this, and you will too. And it is, courage is fear that has said its prayers and decided to go forward anyway. What do you think of that one? Courage is fear that has said its prayers and decided to go forward anyway. I'm going to tell you something. This is something that I know because I have lived. That courage is fear that decides to go forward. That going courageously forward is saying no to fear. And we all know where fear comes from, right? That's not God. Not at all. Not even for a second. It is when you put one foot in front of the other and you take a step anyway, you have said, I am courageous and I believe. And when you're courageous and you believe and you put one step forward, you're saying goodbye to fear. Fear is being left behind you. And ahead of you is courage. Courage requires those feet to move. It does. You can't say, well, I'm just going to wait for courage. No. Courage comes from your actions. You can't wait for courage any more than you can wait for motivation. If you sit and you wait, you're going to lose your life. You're going to lose your life in the procrastination lane, in the waiting lane. There is no wait. It's either walk forward or get stuck, or even worse, go backwards. But if we're going to love our lives, if we're going to take on our lives as the privileges that they are, if we're going to seek the opportunity in our life, because this is the purpose that God has put in you to do, this is how we find our purpose. We find our purpose by going forward anyway. We find our purpose by just depending on God and being courageous enough to take that first step. Think about everybody, if you read the Bible and all the key players in the Bible, every single one of them was called on to be courageous and never promised, like, if let me show you exactly what this is going to be and then you do this, okay? They had to do it first. They had to believe first and do it first. Can you imagine how crazy, think about dividing the Red Sea, So they're dividing the Red Sea, arms up and holding his arms up and hoping to heavens that it would help. Did he know that that was going to happen? Did he know all of that? Or did he just do it? Did Moses have everything written out for him, or did he just do what he was supposed to do? This is exactly what it is that we have to do. We have to be courageous. We have to be courageous. If we are to find the shift in our life that we need, then we have to have the courage to walk forward, even if we don't have the promises standing in front of us. We have to have the guts to say to ourselves that we are just going to do it anyway. There's promises that are out there. They're just not being handed to us as we do it. We just have to go toward that horizon, toward those promises. And it takes guts. It takes guts. Jenny says when faith moves in, fear moves out. Amen, sister. You're absolutely right. This is how it is for us. And you know, if we're in the place in life right now where we are trying to shift from being frozen in fear, we're trying to shift from being procrastinators, from waiting on something to happen before we have the courage to move forward, then we need to take this to heart. Shifting and deciding to do something is it might be a little difficult, and let's remember what our words are saying to our brains. It might be a little bit difficult, but it's certainly a possibility. It's certainly, you know, when I decided that I was going to take on taking care of my mother, I had no idea what lied ahead. I just knew it was going to take up a lot of my time. I knew it was going to shift everything in my life, but I did it anyway. I did it out of a sense of duty. And there's nothing wrong with having a sense of duty, by the way. Right now, you know, I mean, in these days, we look at having a sense of duty as like, oh, well, that's, you know, having a sense of duty is something that drives things, isn't it? This drives the things to get done. Having a sense of duty is what protects this country. Ask a soldier. Having a sense of duty is a beautiful thing. So having a sense of duty is the starting place, but then it's an honoring thing. And we keep moving forward and doing the things, even in the unknown, and being courageous enough to still walk forward and know that somehow or another, we're going to be enough to do this, that we are tasked with this task, and we've given the strength that we need for the moment. Maybe in a month, we're going to need more. Maybe in a year, we're going to need even more. But it's as if we're saying that we don't believe God will provide. You don't think so? I believe so and know so with my whole heart. But in order to shift, we need to really have this opportunity. You know, we have to put this stuff into the front part of our brains. You know, we've talked about how we live in the subconscious. Most of us do. It's Groundhog Day 95% of the time. Just, you know, going through in and out. And think about that movie. What happened at that movie when he finally got out of that whole thing? Well, Bill Murray evolved. He evolved. He finally started looking for the lesson. He stopped living in the subconscious of just being the cynical, crappy person that he had been, and just moved into a place where his empathy grew. He became the person that, you know, underneath, that's who he was all along. But it took a minute, didn't it? We're all in Groundhog Day. And I'm inviting you to get out of it and get into the conscious part of your brain so you can make these shifts in your world. You can make these shifts so you can have 2020 be a year that is unlike any year you've ever had. So let's talk about it. What are the 5 keys to shifting then? What are the 5 keys? Well, the first one I will say to you is, if you're on fire, stop, drop, and roll. Isn't that what they tell you to do? So if you see things that's just, you know, your world is going up in flames and everything is just wrong, just stop, drop, roll, and put the flames out first. Figure out what needs to be taken care of first. That's number 1. We all have that opportunity. We all have that ability to stop the nonsense and to stop the crazy making and to stop whatever is going on. And sometimes that means just shut up, button your lip. Don't say another word. Don't get into that contentious, you know, political conversation with somebody online or with friends or whatever. Why? What is the point? You think you're going to change their mind? Huh? Or are they going to change your mind? No. Stop it. Stop it. Stop wasting your time. Stop being a troll in real life and online. Stop it. Stop, drop, and roll. If things are on fire, then just cool those flames. Put it out right now. And the second thing you need to do is you need to speak up. And not about the dumb stuff that doesn't matter. You need to speak up about the stuff that does matter. If you see injustice, say something about it. In your own family, if your mother's not being treated right or you whatever, and you have a solution to it and you can help and you can get in there and be part of the solution, speak up in love, in kindness, without the harsh factor, without saying you, and just saying, I just see something here that I think I can be help for. I'd love to help out here. What can I do? Look at it that way instead of just shutting up and putting up. It's crazy. There's times where we have to shut up and there's times when we need to speak up. Know the difference. And the third thing we need to do, you're going to love this one because it's all over the place. It's connect, reconnect, and disconnect. Okay? 3 things. Connect with those who are on the same path as you. Connect with those who make you better. Connect with those who support you, encourage you, give you the mama finger when you need it, and also bring out the best in you. And you be the same person to them. This is how it works. It's a back and forth. It is give and it is take. It is ebb, it is flow. This is how the whole thing works. This is how we have balance. And this is why we build communities. This is why we have the Sprint community. And I mean, isn't it fantastic how people are lifted up, encouraged, supported, and also they come and they like need a talking to. It happens. And we have the ability to do that when we are really conscientiously building communities of like-minded people who are wanting to do better in this world. Not like-minded people so we can say it's us versus them, but like-minded people who are interested in the shift, who are interested in connecting in a way that's going to better society, that's going to better our communities, that's going to better our families, our friends, and our worlds. That's what we need to do with connection. And then there's the reconnection. Are there people that you haven't talked to in a while? Are there people that are sometimes put on your heart? I've been doing that lately. And just as I go to sleep, when I go to sleep, I try to connect with my dreams and with the things that I want to do. And I'm asking God to like plant the seeds so that I can take this to the next level when I'm awake and conscious and all of that. That's part of my whole meditation thing. But reconnect. I'm also asking to bring in people that I haven't thought of for a while. And suddenly somebody will come to mind. And I'm thinking, well, that person was brought into my life for a reason. And that person is now brought into my mind for a reason. And so I'm just going to reach out and see how they're doing and watch what happens with the reconnection there. People are surprised and delighted and feel very connected to you when you make the effort to reconnect. And I'll tell you, there is nothing like a handwritten note or, a Christmas card to somebody that you haven't seen forever and ever and you just thought of. And do something like that. Go a little bit outside of your normal for this reconnection thing and see if you can't touch someone's heart. It'll make a difference. Or if your mom, one of the things that I did when my mother was when she was living in an assisted living facility, is I would have my mom come for dinner and I'd ask my mom, is there somebody you would like to invite to take to dinner? And I'd bring them over to my house for dinner. And they were so excited about that because their relatives didn't, visit as much or whatever. But little things like this can make all the difference in someone's life, a little reconnection. And then there's the disconnection. And sorry, I hate to say this, but sometimes we have to disconnect from the very toxic people or groups or whatever that are bringing us down. There is toxicity out there, guys. And it might be in your own family. It might be a parent. It might be a sibling. It might be somebody else in your family. It might be in your friend circle. Somebody you've been friends for 30 years. And it's just, they're the backhanded compliment type of a person. Very passive aggressive. Why do we continue to allow those people into our worlds to pollute what is going on in us as we're trying to shift into this up-leveled way of living our lives. So we have to look at all of these things, and we have to put these things into proper perspective with the connect, the reconnect, and the disconnect. And number 4 is we need to examine our lives. The unexamined life is not worth living. That's a quote. The unexamined life is not worth living. We can't live on automatic pilot and expect to get anywhere with the kind of juicy life that we want to live. We want to play full out. We want to be participating, not sitting on the sidelines. We want vibrancy in our lives. And so we have to take care of every single thing, body, soul, and mind. None of these stones can go unturned. And so if we are unexamining, if we are in this the place of unexamining our lives, there is no such word, but I just made it up. If we're in the place of unexamining our lives and not examining what is going on, we are in the place of walking in blindness. And remember, I almost played Amazing Grace. I was singing that to myself this morning. I once was lost, but now I'm fine. I once was blind, but now I see. What does that mean? That means that now our eyes are opened and we can see the light. If we can see the light, we can bring people in. If we can see the light in our own lives and the darkness in our own lives, then we have a remedy for that, don't we? We have a remedy. We know what to do next. And if we don't know what to do, we certainly are connected to the one above who can help to steer the ship. There's a lot that we can do. We're never stuck without help, ever. Ever. Would God do that to us? Is that the way he rolls? Absolutely not. And the 5th thing, and the last one, is we need to do something different. Try something different outside of what it was that we've ever done. We need to look for opportunities to learn and to grow. Maybe we need to hook up with Habitat for Humanity and go build a house. You don't have to know how to do anything. I bet you could fill up the little carton of nails for the guy with the nail gun. I bet you could help clean up a building site. I bet you could go down to a homeless shelter and feed families. There are things that we can do and expand ourselves beyond anything we've ever done before. All we have to do is look for that opportunity. And I dare you. I dare you to do that and to open up the expanse of your hearts, of your minds, and of your souls. Because at any point in our lives, we have the privilege and the ability to do that. Our goals and our visions and the dreams that we have for our lives depend on it. We can't just do it with wishful thinking. We have to do something. We have to have the courage to move forward. And we have to look fear straight in the eye and say, oh no, I am still going forward. I have this. I have this because I am not walking alone ever. I have this because I have my community behind me. And I have this because I have stared fear in the face. And with prayer, I know that I can go forward and make a difference. Anything in our lives that we've ever done has been in spite of the fear. Anything that we've ever done in our lives has been a plan, has had a plan attached to it, has had steps involved, has had many layers of things that we've had to do. And we don't stop doing it because if we say it's just too overwhelming, it's just too hard. We just do the first thing. We take the first step. We call the first person. It's just one thing right now. That's it. That's how we shift. And that's how we grow and become all that we can become. Our souls demand it. Our hearts connected to God demand it. And if we're going to have the vibrant lives that we want, our life is demanding it. That's the truth. So I hope you found Soulful Saturday soulful and helpful. If you did, please share this video with anybody that you care about. And know that, if there's anything that you need, I'm here for you. Don't forget, we have gift certificates available. Go to savingdinner.com/gift. If you want to hop on the sprint for starting January 6th, the next one, savingdinner.com/sprint. And you might want to go and get a new one if you haven't for a while, because let me just tell you, we have in it all the recipes, everything that you possibly need. If you want to start planning your life for next year, if you want to make 2020 incredible and amazing, right here, take back your life. It's go to savingdinner.com/journal. It's $15 for the PDF. You can start practicing it. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're not planning for 2020 and you're just going to sit down on New Year's Eve and just hastily write out some stuff and then never look at it again, you're not going to get what you want out of 2020. But if you have the courage to start planning and to start moving forward and to just be a little uncomfortable with the change that is going to be happening because you're doing something different, then join us on this, because it is absolutely amazing. The thigh bone is connected to the knee bone, and the knee bone is connected to the shin bone, because that is how it all works. And when you understand that it's all connected, these big dreams get drilled down into little tiny habits that you can do every day. That's how the shift happens. That's how 2020 becomes everything that you want, that 2019 probably wasn't. I don't know about you, but I'm looking for a big vision, a big goal, a big dream for 2020. I'm going to work really hard for it and use all the courage that I can muster to shift and to change and to be the very best version of myself that I can be in 2020. And I'm inviting you to do the same thing with me. I hope so. Anyway, if you do decide to get the journal, you can get the PDF. We have a couple of hard copies left. You can get all of that, and I'll teach you how to do it. There's a workshop that shows you how to use this thing, and there's a group that will support all the things that you're trying to do. Cool. It's right here on Facebook too, and I'm in there all the time checking on you. I believe absolutely that 2020 is going to be our best year yet. Let's do this. Let's shift and make it happen. Peace. Happy Soulful Saturday. And I will see you Monday. Tomorrow, I'm out of here. Tomorrow, I'm going to go out and hit the town and do something fun with Mark, because he says I need to get out of the house. Bless you all. Take care. Peace. Bye-bye.